Hi there, my name is Suze and I work with women to help them find balance between their internal masculine and feminine energies so that they can have lives that feel really emotionally fulfilling, full of love and connection. So for those of you who have been watching my videos for any length of time, you probably notice I am somewhere very different than where I normally am. And it is because I apologize if there's any background noise. There is some work being done on the outside of my home. And so I've moved into a different place to try to get away from the noise as much as I can. And so I apologize if there's any, noise happening around me, behind me, any background noise. And hopefully I can be back in my spot at my desk soon, because that is where I definitely prefer to be for my videos. So for today, Feminine Friday, feminine energy tip of the day, I want to talk about the word expansive. This is a word that I have mentioned a few times in my videos, but also it's a word that's really coming up astrologically right now. So it's like the perfect time for us to really be feeling into this feminine energy word and really bringing it to life in our lives, in how we live, in the state of beings that we're expanding into, right? It's a really amazing, amazing feminine energy word. Before I go any further as well, if you're already starting to resonate with the idea of expansiveness, I really recommend you watch my video, The Feminine Does Not Wait. The Feminine Does Not Wait. Because this is kind of like another way of looking at that aspect of the feminine is never sitting around waiting for someone to change or for someone to do something or for someone to show up. You're never waiting. You're taking what you have and are being grateful for it, using it, expanding it, making it into something even bigger, better, stronger, whatever it is, more beautiful, whatever. And then the universe responds with bringing in more. So along that line, you can see how the word expansive is such a big thing with women. Now, here's the thing. This can go, as with anything in this reality, this can go in a negative way or in a positive way. So you have to be very careful with this word, right? Because think about it. If feminine energy is expansive, okay, that means you can expand the bad stuff too, right? You can expand sadness. You can expand anxiety, right? And make it worse. Maybe even going as far as into the world of borderline paranoia. That is feminine energy. Getting lost in your feelings, getting overwhelmed in your feelings to the point where you can't function in your life is clearly going too far into the feminine, too far with the expansive energy. So putting that aside, let's go back into the light, go back into the more positive realm of this world. The word expansive. This can be a word that can be really, I want to say, intimidating for women sometimes, because if you're really allowing yourself to be expansive, you're going to make people around you uncomfortable for a variety of reasons, particularly masculine energy. And this, again, as I say all the time, everything starts in here. So this can be really great masculine healing for you while you're also being more in your feminine, letting your feminine flow more, be expansive. Notice how when you're allowing yourself to be more expansive, how it triggers you, your wounded inner masculine, and how maybe it triggers an external masculine figure in your life. Now, what do I mean by that? I have an example from my own life. Let's just use a personal example for me. I just saw 424, by the way, on the clock here. So if that makes anyone think some things in numerology, that might be a sign for you. I know it's a sign for me, 424. So anyway, example from me. This was a while ago. I was with someone in a grocery store, okay? And we were deciding that we were gonna make this beautiful meal. We went to the grocery store, we had this idea, let's make this. And we both were very open to creating a recipe to whatever we felt like. We didn't have a definitive plan of how we were going to, we had an idea of like the meat, but we were like, how are we going to season it? How are we going to marinate it? How are we going to actually cook it for flavor? That was very open-ended. And so we went to the grocery store, right? And we're in the aisle with a lot of spices and seasonings and whatever. And my feminine inside me started to get a little excited, okay? I started getting creative and like having these ideas, and seeing these things in front of me gave me ideas of creativity of, oh, we could do this, and oh my God, that looks so delicious. This would be amazing too. You can hear me already. This is how I was getting. Now, as you are more like this, what happens? You draw attention. You know, you're in a grocery store, everyone's kind of minding their own business, and you see this one crazy lady down the seasoning aisle getting all excited about the seasonings. It's gonna draw attention. And for someone who's afraid of being seen, that's gonna be a trigger. You see where I'm going with this? The idea of expansiveness can be the same as idea of a woman who is turned on. I was turned on by what I was seeing there because my creative juices were flowing, and I was getting excited about the creation of this beautiful meal with someone who meant a lot to me. All of that is deeply feminine. Creative energy is feminine. Passion coming forward, excitement and passion in the process of creating a beautiful meal. Again, this is maybe a dumb example, but it's so simple and basic. I think it really bangs the point home really clearly. What are the things that turn you on? Do you feel like you can't show that because it will make someone else uncomfortable when you're in the moment of feeling excited and turned on and passionate about something? Do you apologize for that and kind of quiet it down? Or do you let yourself expand into that space of passion and creativity? Another great example, I've spoken briefly about this in other videos before. Another great example is I practice yoga. I am also a yoga instructor, and I practice yoga. And I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a very tall woman, okay? So when I'm in the very wide poses, such as like Warrior 1, Warrior 2, most people know those poses, my leg stance is very long. I take up a lot of space on my mat. So even that for me was kind of a difficult thing, because you look at everyone else on their mat and they're very contained in their little rectangles. I don't stay contained in my little rectangle. Especially if you're doing some kind of like a flip dog or rock star and your leg goes way out to the side. I take up a lot of space. And for a long time, that was very difficult for me because no one else takes up that space. And, oh, I don't want to put my foot on someone else's mat because that's invading their personal space. That's a really great one. Even if you're not giantly tall like me, even if you're more of like the normal sized woman, when you're doing your thing, do you let your body take up space? The irony is with yoga is that the more you actually do take up space, particularly again in like Warrior 1, Warrior 2, where you have 1 foot in front and 1 foot behind you, the irony is, and I've learned this as a teacher, the more space you actually do allow yourself to take up, and the more you create space between your 2 feet, your front and your back foot, it creates more space for your body, for your hips to actually come down, and it actually becomes more comfortable. You have more space to actually get into the power of the pose as it was intended. If your feet are too close together, your body is going to be like this. The point is to drop it down. right? Particularly with your front knee being at a 90-degree angle. You want to drop your hips down. And when you do that, you find your power in your body. But if you're too tight like this, you can't access it. It's a very physical demonstration of expansiveness. So those are just some examples, but where else could you be expansive? You know, I loved in these, Feminine Fridays, I love to give really dumb, very realistic tools because we miss the little details that hold all the power to these concepts. Another good one for expansiveness that's coming to mind right now, if you go to work, if you work outside of your home and you have to drive, or maybe you drive your kids to school, or maybe there's somewhere you drive to very frequently. Do you always take the same road there? Or do you maybe sometimes let yourself take a different way there? Just to feel something different, to feel something out of the ordinary. That's an expansiveness too. Where could you do something different so that you could experience something you haven't allowed yourself to experience before, or you never even saw the possibility, you never even saw the opportunity to do something different? And so now you're going to do it because you want to just see how it feels. Let's see what I discover if I go down this road to pick up my kids from school instead of going down this road. Let's just see what I see that I haven't seen. Something different to make me feel alive. Expansiveness makes you feel alive because you're seeing and feeling and experiencing things that are out of the humdrum normal every day. That's living. That's life. So where can you be more expansive? What can you try new without any expectations? Simply try something new to see what you may have been missing, or just to see how it actually feels when you choose to do something differently. What's the thing? How can you be more expansive? Please drop in the comments below any ideas that you guys have, any real life, simple, everyday examples of maybe what you're gonna try, or ideas for anyone else out there about being expansive and how you can bring that kind of an energy into the physical realm, into the everyday life. I hope this video helped. Thank you so much for being here with me. Sending much love to you all. Bye-bye for now.